Hey everyone, Tom here, Battle Rap Resume, here with a preview of, the last giant UKBR event of 2019, quite possibly. This is going down Saturday the 14th of December. This is the Allstar Game. This is the second All-Star Game by Premier Battles in collaboration with Always On Point. This is going down at the Steelyard nightclub, or Hollows Lane, which people will remember where Hollow battled John for Summer Madness 8, and World Dom 8 has consequently gone down here. And, it is a pretty amazing venue. It's very exciting this is going down. This is Shorty's return, kind of post-rock, re-return, whatever. But, it's happening here, and he's battling John. And today we're going to be going through all the card with someone that I had on the show before, and we did that Apex recap, and, that was great. Cameron, how's it going?
It's going good, mate. You seen the views on the Apex recap and thought, I need some of their views again. I see what it is.
And again,
milking a Scottish cash cow. I fucking see it.
And again, I mentioned this in the episode before, but just to reiterate, how I became aware of Cameron is through Black Compass, which is not only one of my favourite battle rap podcasts, it's legit one of my favourite podcasts that I listen to. I adore all those guys over there, Tony Bro and Polo and Drizzy and Pose, everyone, over there, and just the whole vibe of it. And it's just unparalleled. It's almost like Opie and Anthony-esque to me. It kind of had this real listenable, just kind of in-depth, and it's all battle rap based, of course, and they have lots of callers. And occasionally, this chipper Scottish guy who would call at what I would work out would be like 2-3 a.m., mainland time.
At least. Fucking least.
Was just trading
bars with the last time.
I was like, who the fuck's this guy, man? And, ever since there, I guess, consequently, incidentally, I've been a fan, bro.
The fact you're a fan of someone who just calls up,
I'm a fucking nerd,
fucks off after, it's like, wow. Okay, you don't have to be a fan. Fucking hell, I'm just...
And, today we're talking about Premier Battles. You're at Apex, but it was fucking Apex. Like, what do you think about the whole Premier Battles experiment from when it began, the league system, all the huge names and the sticker packs, to where it is now? Wounded. Not that it's not bold and brilliant, but it hasn't marched ahead as one would have anticipated, maybe.
Yeah, you know what? I'd have to say I like the team idea, and the people that I would speak to about it, like with the UK battle rap wise, it seemed great, and it was probably one of the best ways of getting your whole kind of culture together. Do you know what I mean? Like getting people that all support a team and get that real football vibe, which I think relating it to something like that really helps in progressing what it was. And I think at the start it was really, really good. And even although fucking like the Koji and Raptor shit in season one was pretty successful. From what personally, I never went to an event there yet. Just it's too far away for me, and it's
some good battles.
There has
been
some good battles off that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think with that whole system, it just seemed like a winning idea, selling your shirts. But then there's a lot of things that maybe they missed out on potentially in doing. I don't know, maybe people selling shirts to battlers got some of the cut on some of that stuff there, and there's all these extra things that could have been done. And the idea of it was great, but I think when it was put into practice, it just seemed to be a bit dragging after a while. That we kind of forgot the teams, and then plus the whole hoo-ha about the start of the season where we didn't even know who the fuck is on this team. Who the fuck's the Wolfpack? Oh, the Wolfpack. And then what was that guy? Els, was that his name?
Els, yeah,
and he was trying to tell you'll battle Tay-Rock if you join my team for PB. And he bullshit everyone, and people got hyped for no reason.
Yeah, it's
that was a whole
that was a terrible comeback.
Yeah, I don't even know if Els really rapped yet. Like I don't think I've ever seen an Els battle. I just know him off bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of controversy attached to that guy, but Premier Battles then were building towards this event, the All-Star Game event. A lot of it's been on Shorty's return. Am I wrong to say I'm disappointed with this battle being Shorty's return?
I would tell you that you're wrong, but the average person would tell you that you're right. Okay. I personally would tell you that you're wrong. Mm-hmm. And well, we can go through it. Like obviously, let's save me punching on you for having that opinion for later on. That'll be fucking Easter eggs getting dropped right the fuck away.
So yeah, let's jump into the card then. Again, this is going down Saturday, the 14th of December. Of course, you can follow our Battle Resume. I'll be there in the building. My younger brother's going to come. I've always been the annoying, slightly older brother that was obsessed with battle rap, something that he's never really had any interest in. But he was just like, "I'll come, whatever." He lives in London, so yeah, we're going to go down there.
And too cool for school.
Yeah, and I'm sure.
But walks in with his Balenciagas, and they're going to get covered in vodka and whatever sticky shit on the floor. Yeah,
and big cannon
He's going to be so fucking
yeah. It's it's a visceral event in there, and you've been to the Steelyard nightclub. Like, we're both at some Amanda's 8. How would you rank the venue?
You know what? I've not really been to that many other venues. Only now, as I've gotten older, have I made more of the effort to go to these battle rap events. But from even words on like Ministry of Sound and stuff, I personally had really no problem with this all-star venue. Like this Steelyard seemed pretty good, but there is one thing, and it does with tits in all the time. It's when the air conditioning comes through, and you hear this fucking just in the middle of the fucking rapping. It's like it's like Optimus Prime's in the back, like wanking off or something, and he's and it's if they just cut the air vent while the battle's on and put it back on when they're not rapping, I'd be happy with that. But when it comes to it's like a lion's roar, and I think, I'm being honest, I think that affected when it went Soul vs Gemini. I think that noise affected Soul when he started. You don't pick it up on the footage, or well, whatever the footage is now. The battle got taken down.
Right.
But you do. You see, he's kind of obviously there's like the crowd, but he was kind of the noise fucked him up a little bit as well. And it's on a few of them battles, and even at World Dom. A few of them battles are kind of affected off this fucking... But that's the only problem, I'd say.
So the first battle, is just announced in terms of the final, the Academy 19 final. Mm-hmm. We all remember the last Allstar Game where Major Concerns versus LSD. And I don't want to keep bringing up this battle because I spoke about this battle a lot, but I had Major winning. I still have Major winning. I watched the battle recently. I saw the Chiller battle on 8. I was like, oh, fucking mate, this just isn't battle enough. Like, he judged one of the Academy 19 quarterfinals, and it was great to see him there. The visual battle. Yeah, how do you feel in that battle? Any thoughts?
What, LSD and then...
Yeah, Major. Is that...
You know what?
Do you remember that one?
I do remember it. I do remember that, but I still kind of had LSD, and the only reason I had LSD, it's... Major kind of falls. He's about to. He hasn't quite got there yet, but he's about to fall into this punch for punch category, which is great and it works for a lot of battlers. But when it comes to the everything else package, it's the Mike P thing. I'm like everything else. I think he's going to struggle with. And when he's had that battle, you could see LSD was kind of doing everything else. I feel like I like LSD. I feel like he should keep his hair long.
Yeah.
He cut his hair and it all went wrong. Not wrong, but it was like when Jonah decided to get a shortcut versus Chilla, and you're like, well, he's fucking lost this. Like, I would say I had LSD on that battle, edging it though, because it wasn't as if Major was anything kind of wrong with it. Now, with the from what I know of the actual the Academy battle's not been announced yet, and I think. Because I know Milky versus Bizzle's happening. I mean, I'll give a shout out to Milky. Me and him had I don't want to say a thing at the past, but we know each other on that. Shook his hand. Okay. Seemed like a good enough guy. Bizzle, and then it was Graza who battled Jan.
Yeah.
And the other guy's name, it's left my fucking mind.
It was Bizzo versus Lester, and then there was a Visual versus Just Jay. Visual Frio, Just Jay. Are you familiar with Visual? Visual from Ireland. He's really fluid writer, actually.
Yeah, he seems to like. I'm not part of the PB network, so I've not seen all these battles come out yet. And the ones that have come up, URLTV.tvs. So I'm watching a lot more of them because I pay money for it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Well, I'm meaning to go back and watch a lot of these kind of the premier the actual matches like that, but. I've been hearing a lot of good words about Visual.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised. Shocker, and I'm going to say this now, I originally would have had Bizzle winning the whole thing. I wouldn't be shocked if it turned out to be Visual versus Milky. at the final.
Did you see Milky versus Slester? Was it Slester that he battled? What's his name?
I think just say it was Visual that battled Slester.
Yeah, it was Visual. Milky battle. It's bad that I can't remember the guy's name, but yeah, Milky.
But I tell you what. Sorry to interrupt.
No.
But I have to say this: does that not show the problem with the league system, at least? That when it comes to the first year, there's all this up and coming talent, and now we don't even know half of these guys on this one.
Savant, he was called. Yeah, he was kind of a bardish kind of battler. Yeah, and Milky disappointed me slightly, and you could see Briggsy cringing throughout the battle. And they did like a pop-up shop sort of thing with FIFA. There, it was just like fan event. It was a really, really cool idea to have all these academy battles there. And Briggsy's front and center, and Milky's just kind of just saying like, "You're a spacker, you're a retard, you've bog-eyed," and I'm like, "Fuck!" He's not even couching it in a punch. He's just like insulting the man, like.
But you know what? I think Milky, and this thing I've always said about Milky. Milky's winning, good for him.
Yeah.
I'm probably not the fan of his style per se, but he's doing what he do. He's kind of coming for that Bobby Rex type angle of not really farming a punch and hoping everything else comes with it. Do you know what I mean? That he doesn't have to have the same structure as a lot of battle rappers, but he hopes that how he says it will cover up that. Or at least not how he hopes. How he sees it, that he writes because what he writes, but he hasn't kind of followed the same structure as the average battle rapper that has 4 bars, like 2 bar, like half a bar, and then the punch. That he's lacking a build up. I think is probably the best way to describe it.
Yeah, and I do really want to see Visual take the whole thing. That's what excites me. But I also watched Graza versus Yanef. That was the quarter-final, I think, as well, that came out. There was actually a really good bar in that battle where Graza mentions, I think, that he has, like, a lazy eye and stuff, and like, kind of Yanef sort of mentioned it, but Graza, like, defensively kind of brings it up quite a lot. But it leads to a good punch where he's like, you'll say I've got a lazy eye, you'll disappear if you go on the wrong side of me.
That's actually fire.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
So, Graza took that battle. But Yanev's one of those battlers, I know it's an unpopular thing to say, like, he kind of has all the ingredients apart from, like, good writing. Like, his actual performance is refreshing. He's kind of throwback in that way. He's energetic and theatrical. Yeah, definitely.
The innuendo style. He just needs to craft a punch somewhere.
Not laddie, but sort of, boisterous and, buoyant. Yeah.
If he had a bit more presence to him, I'd say as well, he'd actually be a fair... Yeah. He'd be, like... You know what? We haven't even started talking about the card yet. That's hilarious.
No.
But with Jan, I think Jan is quote unquote. Wait, I'm going to pause this. So pause. He's overexposed himself in our kind of circle.
Yeah, definitely.
And what I mean by that is, if you look at Jan, stocky lad. I want to say he's got age on his face, but he had a life going on. You look at him from afar, you'd actually think he'd actually be quite a tough lad. You know what I mean? Like, the perception of him could be quite tough, and he could have played to that so much more than he does. Like, if I didn't think it was Jan and someone that looked like Jan, I could see him putting an arm over someone smaller than him, kind of extend the arm past and bark in his ear. Like, I could see that from Jan. But we know, I know, a lot of us know who Jan is as a person and how he behaves, and he wouldn't get away with that now.
No.
I think he's slightly, now we know him, he has to act as if how we know him instead of being able to be the best version of himself.
The actual final itself then, probably going to be Visual versus Milky, as you say. I think Milky...
Well, I would say Bizzle could win it. That's what I'm saying. I think I originally thought, if I could go into bookies and say, right, Bizzle winning this, but for some reason, battle rap is a bitch, and being a bitch, I really think at this point here, Bizzle kind of coming back is just going to fall in the last hurdle. And I think Milky's going to snap that from him.
So yeah, the next battle, Maverick versus Real Sikh. PB are always bringing, new blood into the fold. It was so cool. To see Red Flag over, especially the most recent card, because, the guy's incredible, and seeing him make such a great debut versus Raptor, which just got released, and there's already been like lots of parodies of it and mashups, and it's been on Ruin Your Day, and everyone's speaking about the courtroom second round. Yeah, man, that's how he gonna get this work. Like, it's that level. Like, it's 2019, man. Got a stamp on it. Yeah. And
so now
Real Sikh Real Six being introduced. I got to be honest, and I'm a guy that does a fucking battle rap podcast. I was like, who's this guy again?
Yeah, like this, like yeah.
This could have been
right
Ellipsis or something. I'm not saying it had to be, but like, you know, it could have been someone that you'd be like, oh yeah, cool, they're on, you know, debut Red Flag-esque. But it's like, no, here's a guy that like, I mean, I'm not saying people aren't fans of him over here or whatever, but, you know, he certainly wasn't like, I don't know, you know, like a kind of Mew Lips or whatever, a Carter Deems type figure.
Yeah, like from what was going on with the Red Flag, man, he really showed out.
Yeah.
I think.
Really?
He really showed out, that man, especially even versus Raptor, and that's Red.
He apparently got 3-0'd, but he still kind of was great. He kind of proved that somehow.
Wait, motherfucker. He got 3-0'd?
No, I'm not like consensus would be, but his performance almost in the face of adversity. Yeah, I kind of misworded that, but yeah, this battle then. How does it weigh up for you? Like, does Mav take this easy? Is this
you're on
difficult?
for Mav and that now. Okay, yeah. My bad. I thought we were still on about Raptor and Red Flag.
Oh right. Oh yeah. Sorry, I'll just yeah.
Nah, okay, right. We'll forget about Raptor and Red Flag, but that was a great battle. All that. Now Mav and Sikh. Now with Sikh, he's good, but he's not as veteran as Red Flag. And what I will say, from what I know, Sikh does have a PG, if not 2 weeks before.
Okay.
No, wait. Yeah, about 3 weeks before the event, about the end of November, like, he has a PG versus a guy called Spade. Now, whichever one he takes priority on is totally up to him. Yeah. I will say, if he chooses the wrong one, Mav might fucking smoke him.
Oh my god.
This
guy does not waste opportunities. Like, he doesn't.
Bruh, like, and that's the thing. You know what? Then I gotta give Mav a lot of credit here. Like, that's the bro. I know him.
7 battles and he's established, man. 7.
Yeah.
Before that. Like, yeah.
But with Mav, right? Mav, him and his choices that he's made, is almost testament to how quickly you can become lit in battle rap. At least in UK battle rap. But there's so many people that are below him in skill level. You just have to be good and the best of you to be up there with the rest of them. Because there was times when we talk about him and Tox and all these other battles. I'd still want to see him and Tox. I think that'd be a fucking great battle. And all these other people that he's had, you have to just be good at what you do to be kind of up there at the top. And it says a lot about the lot of current battlers that are either stumbling, you know, forgetting a bit of their material, not coming with their best stuff, wasting too many battles, being inebriated and on all kinds of drugs, but never mind. All that sort of thing, you know. And it shows that if you just keep your mind focused, take your time out, rehearse your shit, best shit you can think of, you'll get these opportunities. And this is for Maverick to fucking shine. And you know what? Biases or whatever you want, I got Mav 3-0. 3-0 zip. And I'm on that bullshit because I don't think, like, this stage that Sikh's about to step on, whether he thinks, this is just a UK battle, blah, 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 blah. I'll be in a pit just like Jims and Tony D, blah, blah, blah. He's literally going to be in the same stage of Hollow, Hollow and John was on. That fucking Arsenal and Twerk.
He's from New Jersey. He's from that lineage is heavy. This will be his 14th battle. This will be Maverick's 8th battle. So, you know, kind of Maverick's battled half as much in a sense. And Sikh's been around. 2015 UW debut, battled a lot of people I've never really heard of. Then Dre Dennis and, you know, Mr. Hyde apparently and Sean have been told, on the stream by Crumpet that are great battles. I checked out the XL 1-rounder. His wordplay's okay.
Yeah, his presence helps him.
Yeah.
He's a big lad. And that's the thing.
He is Sikh, of course, we should say. That's a huge part of his image.
Yeah, he's got like a do-rag that fits on him, like Patrick wearing one, you know, it just goes... Like, it's crazy. But it's cool, though. It's cool.
No, I like Christian rappers and whatever, like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's just... absolutely. We need more of that.
Yeah.
But the only thing that I think that Sikh can have an advantage on Mav is on how aggressive he gets. I think the image of how big Sikh is, Mav's no pushover or nothing, but if Sikh has a bar where he performs and it's kind of like that ASAP Mean,
what that will be the shoulder, like
that will be powerful. And I shouldn't really be saying that. That would be Powerful if he did that.
Don't incite that, but
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll be right there. Here, depending on how things go, I'll talk to Marv and that. If he needs like someone on stage with him, I'll be behind, but I'll be like, push him! Yeah!
You'll be his Frankie Fraser, like from the Disaster Battle, and I appreciate that. But Mav, I look like Mav, I am a giant fan of, and the Thai battle, the Zen battle, etc. But this is a huge stage. Like, there's going to be a fuck ton of. This is a 5th birthday type stage here. Like,
it is, and you know what? And I think like Mav's charisma, right? So battle rap, in a sense, I think I said this in the last one. Battle rap, in a sense, is a presentation. It's being able to stand up in front of people, say something with confidence. Now, I'm sure you could find someone to do whatever scientific fucking theory about how to perform in a battle and what works and how to address the crowd and look back in the opponent and all this sort of thing. I'm sure that could be addressed in a way. And Marv is he's that kind of in his bag to be able to just stand in front of a crowd and talk. If you have noticed something, from what I'm aware of, and from watching a few Sikh battles, he's always battled in a pit.
Yeah,
he's not
pretty much.
In a battle, he's been up on a stage.
Yeah,
and I think, and you could say the same. You could say the same about Red Flag. But Red Flag had about another 6-7 battles after what Sikh has to then get him more prepared for a stage. This Sikh is in over his head, but the underdog effect is very strong. And for someone like Sikh, Marv hasn't battled someone like Sikh. I think Ty was trying to be like Sikh, but Ty he just crumbled. And his the way that Sikh is, the way he acts, and the kind of tough guy, he was trying to be a bit like that. You could see what could have worked for Ty, and I think that he needs Marv. This is what he needs. He needs the bully clash. That's what he needs to see how he comes against it. I do have a 3-0. Because I
don't disagree, to be honest. Yeah, I mean,
I have to say that there's so much in the arsenal of Maverick and how he's progressed so far, and plus he's taken a fucking year and a bit off. Even I
cancelled on
write
badly.
Material fuck of it.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely got a round ready of just non-personals, bars that just go across. And enough that he can throw into a fucking diss track the day that the fucking battle's announced. He's fucking prepared. And I just hope, in my opinion, and in my thoughts, I hope that's battle of the night. But I don't think it will be. But Marv should get performance of the night. And I got whole faith on him getting performance of the night. Just next to the caliber of the other battlers that we have. And he's, out of them all, in the UK side at least, he's the most exciting of them. Apart from Shorty Horror. But apart from that, he would be the most exciting of them. And I'm willing to say that he's more exciting than Tony D, all of them. Villain. I mean, Villain's cool. But all of them, I think Marv has that it factor that I think some of them will be lacking.
So the next battle we build to is Villain versus, a recent state representative. In Missouri, at least. Oops.
Yeah. Well,
Bruce Franks
used
Jr.
to be.
He's not anymore.
Used to be. I don't think he is anymore.
Didn't get re-elected.
I think he took a step away.
Oh, he took a step down.
I think from it.
To battle.
Yeah. Find a way. Step down for a battle,
the noble cause, yeah. But, I mean, he's here, and I think, 2 weeks before, he's facing B-Dot. That's a hell of a run.
You know what? And they're kind of friends. I was watching the Watch last night. I think it was last night or the night before. I was literally B-Dot and Oops. Call me a conspiracy theorist. I have a feeling they've probably went through a few bars with each other.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If they're that close, like that, at least enough to be able to have a watch and all that. I'm not saying you have to be enemies, but you know what I mean? If they're trying to plan some promo things and if it's all respect, they've probably jotted down a few concepts that they might look to do. You know what I mean? People are people in the end, and they're all chatty pies. So there must be some sort of inkling that they've worked together. I don't think that is the big issue with the Oops going to Villain. But I think the big issue for Oops is that Briz just dugged Villain. Villain needs something to prove himself. And I was, and like I said on the Apex,
you had a little run in, right? Like,
oh yeah, we had a run in. We had a little run in, and I think he was probably high,
sure.
like, and I was a fair few drinks in
Chill
without
villain,
eating.
chill.
Yeah, chill villain. Oh, see if he gets
Chill
into that chill villain. Yeah, see if he gets into that on that stage. That'll be lit. That would be lit on that stage if he gets into that sort of flow. I think that's what Oops should be worried about. That I think what Shout with Jay Black, villain is double clipped up. He's double clipped up. You know what I mean? He's got this. He can take away some names. He can rearrange things, but he at least has a 7 minutes worth of material that never got used on an event that's fucking cancelled. He's gonna throw everything he's got at Oops, and I hope he does. I hope he does.
This is low key like one of the headlines of the event that's being ignored. Oops.
Yeah.
Coming over here, his debut, like, you know, this guy is an incredible human being, like.
Yeah, Oops is doing a lot of good things.
And he's just battled in a lot of the Daylight battle, like, you know, the Excel clash, like, this guy's a...
did you ever watch Oops versus Emerson Kennedy?
I don't think I ever saw that one, no.
It just came out not long ago. Came out a couple of weeks ago. I personally have Emerson 3-0. Oops was good, but I'm a big Emerson fan.
It was on RBE, right?
Yeah, RBE. Yeah. And what was an angle? And I'm sure, if no slight to Villain, this was a thing that was talked about in UK Battle Rap, is that Villain was pretty good at just like seeing an angle, let's say like the DNA angle and stuff, or the mom angle in Unan, and making it work better. I'm not saying he invents angles, but he can reuse them. He watches what someone does and can flip it a lot.
Okay. One
angle that Emerson had, and if William's listening, I hope he's listening, because this would be a great one if he does think about it. Emerson found out that Oops, I think it might have been like an album or something. Oops had like a suicide line on something for like just for fun promotion, might have been in a battle or something, a suicide line. It was the fucking wrong number.
Right.
He was the fucking wrong number. It was like I didn't even know what the call was, but you literally was like some poor woman getting the phone calls and stuff. And as for a villain if he back to being villain, to me would seem like a great angle to just do like front like you're doing something, but you gave the wrong number because you didn't really care. I think that would hit hard. Maybe I've just said what the angle is, but you know what I mean. But if I was in that position, I would work a way around it. But I would say in this battle, I think I'm going to give Villain the win. And this is me going for UK people. Last time I was fucking Team America.
True.
Very Team America. I think this one here, it should be good. But I don't think, for as skilled as Oops is, I think Villain can match it. In the UK, anyway. If this was in America, a whole different story. But in the UK, at least, it's more of an even playing field when it comes to crowd control and stuff. We will listen to Villain. And when it comes down to the material in the end, I think we know what's up.
Now, both Villain and Oops' style, it pays dividends to be closely attentive, really study it and listen. Do you think who do you think is going to connect more in the room?
Villain's going to connect for the first 2 rounds. Oops will try and connect in the third.
Is that third going to be powerful? Is it going to be deep?
He's going to try and make it powerful. He's going to try. Whether it's powerful or not, that's a different thing. It might be. He's going to try it though. He's going to try and go for like UK being racist or whatever, and like what they did to you, you look like them or something, like, he's going to go for something, and it's going to fake be powerful, like it might be, and I might come away going, holy shit, that was crazy. I just don't know if I'm going to really feel it like that though, but he will try.
So the next battle is a rematch. Some people may not be aware that Raptor and Unan have battled before in front of a giant German crowd. Yeah, and it was kind of crap, and they're 2 different battlers now. Like, they were very much...
It's funny how you say crap. That's funny.
Yeah, they're very much in a kind of transitional phase now, but now they're both completely re-energized. The Raptor Red Flag clash that just dropped, everyone's just adoring Raptor again, rightfully so, and Unan 2... is back to a certain extent against Bobby, where he held his nerve. Mentioned that on the Apex recap, and that lazy battle also came out. So seeing these 2 go head to head on the rightful stage this time domestically, this will probably like punch for punch, entertainment wise, be the most entertaining clash. And, if it goes to plan, like, what are your thoughts on this one, Cameron?
You say that. Now, you say it's going to be probably the most entertaining. Okay. That's the thing.
Academy
again,
19 final, are you thinking? Or
I kind of think that I hope Raptor does what he does again. I don't know if he'll do it again.
Fair.
You know what it is? Like, at least with Unan, we can say he's had 2 battles back where he's been on form, and maybe one before, I can't quite remember. But he had the lazy arse joint, and he's had the Bobby Rex joint. We've had a great performance on a return from Raptor, and I want to go with Raptor because as a style I prefer Raptors over Unans, but the brain would say, or the bookies man would the statistics would tell you you'd have to go with Unan on this, off of consistency alone and having the extra kind of build up, and I hate to say I hope Raptor has a second round like he did versus Red Flag. I wasn't a fan of the third round. Spoiler alert, I am a ginger. You probably heard me boo it a little. I think I'm listening. You hear me go woo, just very slight, because everyone else was reacting.
Right.
And I said woo, and then I kept telling everyone I had AIDS, but it's fine. With that battle, it should be battle of the night.
Yeah.
I don't think it will be. We might talk about what will be battle of the night, but when it comes to past performances, I would have to say Unan would win. No, but let me hear you out.
No, I agree. No, Unan would win. Yeah, no, I do agree Unan would win, because Unan has decapitated on stages of this size before. Okay, not say he decapitated Diz, but he's tangled well. The dialect battle as well. Raptor was in the stage turn against him. Think of the Soul Clash, for example. So, but that's not the Raptor isn't absolutely brilliant, and I just think Unan will overpower him. Maybe I agree. Raptor's not quite road tested yet. There was a lot of hype, kind of like supernatural hype surrounding Apex. Got to make Apex the greatest ever, and Raptor put in shift. But I'm not saying he's not capable of doing it. Of course not, and I want him to do it. But it's, sometimes we've got the pass battle, or we've got the shocks battle, or just things that don't quite live up to the hype. I think Unan's a bit more consistent and bloodthirsty. And
with Unan as well, like, Unan is definitely one that's trying to prove a point more than Raptor.
Yeah.
Like, Raptor has a great angle of Bobby Rex smacked you in the chin and you didn't do shit. Do you know what I mean? And that will hit. If that's a second round angle, that will hit. And I'll be front row going, yeah! But I think Unan's smart enough to write around that. And there's that extra tactic that Unan would have against it. Plus, the last battle, from what I remember, Raptor was, again, kind of talking all that, I'm going to say this for this, and do this for us, and we do that. And he got his ass 30'd on that first one.
Yeah.
And he got really, it wasn't like bad, but you can actively see that Raptor's just like, I'm not doing this battle to win, I'm doing this to tell you something. And I'm like, well, you fucking lost at the start then. Like, I don't know. I'd not to say history will repeat itself, but I have high hopes that Raptor has a good second, but off consistency alone, I would have to give that to Unan.
And the next battle is a battle that Matter deserves, versus Big Cannon.
Yeah.
I think Matter might get bodied.
I didn't want to say it. I did not want to say it. But, I mean, here, Chef Trez versus Big Cannon just dropped on the app, and I'm going to peep this right after. And I heard that was kind of clear to Big Cannon too. Like, Big Cannon, he's so good. Yeah. Like, it's a shame he hasn't had the best performances, like, or he hasn't showed up where he needed to, like versus DNA or versus Clips, or even the 2-on-2 that they did versus DNA and Clips.
Yeah.
And it's a
versus
shame that
Prep as well. I don't know if you've seen that one. He wasn't great in that.
Versus
Prep.
Yeah. Well, versus Prep was okay, but he was really trying to freestyle with him. Yeah, anytime he's went against a freestyler, he hasn't came out on the better end of it.
Sharon was decent, but I think Sharon outbarred him.
Sharon 40'd him. That was a 40. Like, what was about what was it? This bitch looked worried. Something about like Hillary Clinton's emails. Like, bruh, Sharon was talking to that boy. But I really could see Matter just either thinking what he's got in it, what he writes is good enough, not being anywhere near it. I would say he was very fortunate versus O'Shea, that O'Shea was drunk. Or maybe Matter got him drunk. I don't know. They were drinking together. I don't think Big Cannon's going to play like that.
No. And think about it. 3 of Cannon's best performances have been in the UK. And I say 3 because obviously we got the Tenchu and the Big Cannon one. But also the Freestyle Royal Rumble. He pretty much owns that towards the end. Like, you get like another 15 minutes of just him rapping. And, just makes you love him even more. And, of course, the Raptor Clash. I always want to talk about the Raptor Clash, which he himself plagiarizes, by the way. I just noticed this today in the Sharon battle, because in the 4th round, he has, like, a won't see this bitch prevail. And I'm like, dude, Raptor said that to you in the 1st round. Like, come on. But still having 30 in Matter.
Yeah, absolutely. And, see why we're on about it. Just because that name, there's a name that flew past, right? Mm-hmm. That I wanted to kind of, not punch on, but I wanted to say. In my mind, because it's going to bug me otherwise. And if there's anywhere to say it, saying it now. I never understood nor got the Tenchu hype. I never thought he was good. Never, ever.
That's crazy.
Never thought he was good. I'm being real.
Not impressed
at all. I never liked the style where he leaned back, lifted his teeth up, and said something silly at you. I never really got to vibe with that.
Yeah.
Your mother's a clown on a clown. Like, I never understood that element of it. I think there was a lack of performance. The energy was never there for me. And I would have been able to tell you that Tenchu vs. Copyright was the worst decision Don't Flop ever made.
Yeah.
I would be happy to tell you that more than, like, I could have bet that fucking way before. God, I'm talking about the bookies and betting a lot. I just won because I said Scotland was going to lose versus Russia. So, not Russia. Is it Russia? Yeah, Russia.
Okay.
And so I'm all about bookies now, which is a shame, but it's either that my country wins or I earn money. And I'm kind of cool with that. I'll pay the price for pride, but pride will pay the price,
I see what you're saying about Tenchu. He does have a very sort of post-rhyme asylum, multi-stream kind of idea, and it's more about the sort of endless well of ideas that he can conjure, especially in the 2-on-2 versus Diz and Awkwards. And his return video, actually, I don't know if you saw that, Don't Flop released a video of him just doing a freestyle before the copyright battle, him just sort of talking about where he's been and, his own battles and stuff like that. That's pretty impressive. But, I don't want to disrespect Matter, but...
Okay.
I would.
You're about to.
No, but I would be a liar to say that I think his Premier Battles output has been that good, like, especially compared to his prime.
Yeah. You wouldn't be wrong in saying that. Yeah. That at least I think Matter's caught in his flow. And what I mean by being caught in his flow is that he's trying to make everything go in a rhythm, or at least what his cadence comes to. And is forgetting about punchlines, more performance, and not abbreviations, but stopping, breathing, time spent. He's just going, and then he'll let the crowd react and make him wait. Yep. Or he'll stop where he thinks the punch is, but they've reacted to something 2 bars ago, and and he's just waiting for them to calm down again. There's a lot more tools in the arsenal for Big Cannon the Matter could have, even in his prime, I would say. And I think that's all going to come into play, especially on a trip to the UK.
Matter has battled big names on big stages. I don't think he's ever been overseas, but obviously he's battled Saurus at 4th Birthday, Lopeshi, been part of big 2-on-2s, etc. The ball sweat. But I just... Big Cannon really has a way of winning over crowd. I'm so excited to see him myself. Like, this is going to be one of the highlights. I'm a giant Big Cannon fan. I think the dude is so talented and such a fun person to watch. And, I've really gone back to a lot of bars. So, got Cannon take this. Now, Tony D versus Sirius Jones. This is a giant disappointment. Premier Battles, they're clouded vision? Did they not remember when Sirius came over for Don't Flop? Like, there was a novelty in, oh, it's Sirius, da-da-da, you know, respect the A-bodied him, free zip, obviously. Like, the guy expects praise from a transparent bar. Like, you know, shout out Sirius Jones. Seemed like a really nice guy. We spoke to him afterwards. Got a Barrow's main interview with him on the channel, video interview. But, yeah, in terms of bars... Like, especially against a bars guy like Tony, like, you want... Like, okay, we can't have a JC or whatever, but we want something to elicit that sort of... that fire, but Sirius Jones is quite turgid.
I'm currently... Like, see, when I seen that last announcement, I was like, you've just tripped at, like, the 90-meter line. Like, you were almost at a good card. There's some good clashes. You know, everyone was kind of excited for some cards on here, some battles and that, but... You just fell in the last little couple of steps. It is disappointing. And again, Sirius is a legend, and this will be another legend to tick off Tony D's list, right? But the bag must have been good for Tony D to accept this. Do you know what I mean? He must have got a good amount of money and went, I'll take anyone for this 5-figure number.
Yeah. Because
Sirius, like, and I get it, Sirius Jones, he debatably beat Matt Hoffa. Get it? That's a big one. But what else has he really done? He lost to Mike P.
Yes.
Bad.
Mm-hmm.
Bad. That was
Swave
awful.
As well, yeah.
Oh, Swave was not... That's the thing. Like, what I will say, taking away Mike P. and take away Swave. Sirius Jones, like, shout out Langer fan, you know, like, all back in them days. Shout out to him, because they would always have that argument of, but Sirius Jones doesn't lose. Well, now he does lose. So why are you booking him? You know, I'm at a point that his style, he'd almost be the same as Mata in the kind of refusal to develop. In that Sirius Jones has stuck to his own ways and tried to fall for the novelty and see how that goes for him. I can't see Sirius Jones landing a haymaker in this crowd. I can't see none of it. I can't see one. People. Not one. You know what? Honestly, right? See, with Sirius though, Sirius versus Tony D, right? This has Chilla versus Head Ice written all over it.
It does.
It does, and I get it. Tony D is going to come out there. He's going to do him, and he's just going to. You're just going to have me in the background going, yeah, every so often, just because, yeah. Trying to get something. That's all you're going to hear in the background. Is me just kind of like, okay, I got that. Yeah. Oh man, and that's why couldn't we got someone else from Jersey? Like, what's All Red doing? Tony D versus All Red.
All Red's been getting bodied.
Sorry?
All Red's been getting bodied, like, you know, Danny Myers.
I thought you were about to say that All Red was going to get bodied by Tony D, and I was going to flip my shit. Because there's. Go on.
No, I'm just saying, Premier Battles, it's not too late to rescue this card to a certain extent. Let's have Tony D versus Big Cannon, please.
You know what? That would be fine. And you know, it'd be better than fucking Tony D versus Troy Brown all them years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, what a trash. But so that was also on my mind. I thought,
I didn't think that was that was a weird battle, though, to be set off. Like.
It was like, yeah, like, what was that on paper? Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, he had a good battle with Cypher. And? Like, what do you mean? I wouldn't even mind Tony D versus Cypher. Like, over Sirius.
Not co-main event territory. But,
no, he's not. I'm sure he's a fine guy.
Tony D versus A-Ward would have been cool or something like that.
Oh, yeah. I thought we were going to get Shocks and A-Ward on this card.
Yeah. Shocks.
I really thought that. Yeah, I kind of, that seemed like a missed opportunity. Maybe not for the league, but maybe Shocks couldn't do it again. Or the A-Ward's busy. I don't know. I felt like that was a missed opportunity. That could have fit in somewhere for this card, at least. But there's no beating about the bush. Pause. Tony D 3-0. Like, I mean, this is. I hope it's a 3-0. And if it's not, if Sirius Jones wins a round, this is an upset. This is an upset, and there'd be a problem with Tony D, right? And not to say Tony D quote should retire, not to say that if he loses a round. I'd have to say Tony D. A lower Tony D could probably beat the best of Sirius Jones.
Agreed. Agreed. Yeah.
And the best of Serious Jones is a fucking motor scheme versus DNA in 2015. Like a second round that he probably didn't fucking win. Really. That people, oh yeah, he had that nice little car scheme. Like, fucking 8-year-olds write car schemes in the engine with the oil, and we set the boil, and you know. But you know what though? Again, I'll be. This is also why I'm not shit either, right? This is why I ain't shit. See if I hear Serious Jones go about, and the thing with Tony D, see, and the bars I got, you gotta understand, see, and this is why this is hot, see, like, if he goes to that, I will laugh, and I will be like, yeah, what will he see? Tell us what he will see, sir, Serious, like, tell us. Yeah, but no, it's a Tony D3-0. I think there's no...
There's going to be so many Serious and so many Jones flips from Tony.
Yeah. But I hope there is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He might not. He might not do that.
Mm.
And he might also perform, like, have a lower standard performance off of his past records. And I remember him saying, or at least whether it was on Facebook or whatever, saying he came back to battle JC. Yeah. That's who he came back for, not for anyone else, because he wanted JC. And now he's got Serious Jones.
That is...
I don't know what kind of J flips he might have left in the tuck. Do you know what I mean? He might have half a round and thought, well, I'll take an easy 10k for this. Boing! There you go. J flips for half a round. Like, yeah. As set in stone, Tony D should win 3-0. Yeah, and there's no other way around it.
I love Tony D, and I'm so happy he's coming back for this.
Yeah,
and
and it'd be worth it. It'd be good to see. I've not seen Tony D live yet.
Yeah,
so it'd be good to see him live. I've grabbed his collar. I remember this at the Smack PGs or Gift of the Gab card. Literally walking past, I think I had 2 drinks in my hand because I hate queuing, and then I seen Tony D. I've never met him in my fucking life. Tapped him in the shoulder. Kind of looked at me funny. I looked at him funny. And then I don't know. I think I grabbed I held his shoulder and I told him that he fucked up never taking JC. 4 months later, it gets announced that he's battling Tony JC. He walks past again at World Dom. I slap him harder, and then he's looking at me and he's like, "Fuck!" And I could see that he's looking a bit annoyed because he doesn't remember me quite. And I remember I remember you saying you would never battle again. You should have got JC, and then he just And I know he wanted that. Who wants Serious Jones?
Yeah.
Be real. Who wants Serious Jones?
Not desirable. No, but more people want to battle Maverick than Serious Jones.
Yeah. You know what? Okay, I want to agree with that. I want to agree.
You know what
with
I mean?
That.
Like, I think,
it's a very, very petty example. Very petty. For 15 years that Serious Jones has done for next to the 2 or 3 that... Yeah, that's very petty. Right. True, but very petty.
And we get to the final battle, the main event, Shorty's actual return versus John the Don. I mean, John harder to beat than Rock, low-key.
Yes. And this is why when we were at the start, when you were saying you were a bit disappointed with it, I'd have to tell you, this should be very fucking good. Like, when it's first announced, and I remember there was rumblings of, like, oh, maybe it's Twerk coming back. He said he had the thing, maybe sorted out. I was personally looking for it. But John the Don versus Shorty Hart, I'm not mad at all. I think that has a lot of potential to be, like, a potential battle of the year. Because Shorty isn't going to fuck around like what Hollow did versus John at Summer Madness 8. He's not going to do the same. And whether he kind of fumbled the 3rd round versus him, Shorty's not going to fuck around at all. Especially after the Tay-Rock shit. Again, double clipped. You know what I mean? He's got the material, and he's also going to have something for Rock too, just to throw at him. Like, look, throwing rocks. Has that sort of thing for him. Mm-hmm. I think John... And you know what? Before I continue, Tom, who do you have winning?
I would have Shorty 2-1.
Oh, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. I'm going to sit here, just chill out. No, I've really, John, and this, I know, this isn't Manning. This is London.
Yeah.
I got John kind of clear.
Wow.
kind of clear. I'm not
Too many
I'm
angles,
not
or like
kinda, and I also who else is going to beat Hollow the Dawn anywhere? And to then beat Hollow the Dawn at All Hallows Lane in
yep.
the UK, where everyone kind of hates John in the UK, low
Yeah, they do.
key.
Yeah. Ever since the battle and beyond, like
yeah, it's been a bit of hate for him.
Mm-hmm.
So considering that now, there's nothing that John could do to really lose. That John really has, and this is again Shorty's league. I understand. People are probably smoking me in the feed. I understand. John is so fucking smart. And you could say John lost versus what you call O-Red, and maybe he might have lost versus Twerk. And then you remember what the fuck he did with Jackboy. And even debatably beating Geechee Gotti.
Oh yeah. I mean, apart from his nut scheme in that battle, but yeah.
Yeah, like John is he really puts in the work, and there has, whether he's lost a few
Nitty
that are kind
as
of
well,
close. Nitty as well, like Nitty stumbled, and John let him fucking have it. Big K as well. Like, there's so many battles. Chilla when I suppose when Chilla was exciting, he had a little phase when he was more exciting.
Yeah.
There's been a lot. He's had a lot of battles, and he's been very good in a lot of them. He has the bodies. He does have the clear wins. He does have the bars. He does have the moments. He does put an effort in the performance. And the prep, I was going to say, like, his prep, but yes, versus prep.
His prep versus prep, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, his prep, and even, who did he have as well? He had someone else just like prep. Nah, never mind. I'm thinking of Chilla with Saga and prep. Yeah. Prep kept on getting killed at one point, didn't
Prep's still out there, man. Like Don Marino.
Yeah, well, he's prep ain't bad. Like, really,
Dirty
he ain't
prep,
bad. And I thought he beat Don Marino.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if anyone ever seen that. Yeah. I thought he beat Don Marino. But Don Marino's kind of Anyway, no, back to this main event. Just got to spin the block there real quick. With Shorty and John. Shorty going to have an electrifying first round. He's going to lose his fucking mind. Yeah. And after that is where things get a bit rough. The energy, he's going to take the energy out
no
the room.
Momentum.
Really? But that's the thing. It'll be the momentum will come in the first. But I don't think it's going to build on.
Yeah.
I might say that John might have a trash first round. Let Shorty go first, so John can take all the momentum out the room. Shorty can have an amazing first round, but if John's first is trash, then Shorty has to go ahead and start off on a bum note. And then John might win it. Now that would be fucking chess. That would be some fucking next game chess if he does that. But who knows? Who knows what he could do? But anyone that has beaten Hollow the Dawn in the same venue there, I struggle to believe would lose. Especially in a crowd that, there could be some more URL fans in again.
Yeah.
There could be some. There'll be a little bit more than maybe what's expected with the London crowd. That although they're here to kind of see Shorty, they'll also understand that John does very good too. But I hope Shorty has prepared his rounds that he can actually have 3 good rounds instead of putting all of his great material in the first, which I kind of feel he did versus Tony D. Put the great material, whether it's Holy Shoulder Blades, I get it.
Yeah.
But he put a lot of his great material in the first. And then the second and third is wishy-washy.
And some bad angles in those rounds as well that really fall flat, so hopefully that doesn't happen again.
And that's the thing as well. So we have the Tony D, and then we have Charlie Clips. Like, I think Charlie Clips battle happened in London.
Yep. Ministry,
correct in saying, where he had a panic, I think he said himself, a panic attack.
Yep, he did, yep.
And I could understand, I would see if, Shorty might get another one. He knows. He's been out for so long, maybe John has something. And John's the guy that will push your fucking buttons.
Yeah.
He really will push your buttons and tell you whether, this is what happened. He'll make Shorty do something and slap his hand down. Shorty will, if John gets too close, Shorty will slap his hand down. If John's that kind of, he's just a dickhead, and I like that about John.
Yeah, he's certainly antagonized. I mean, look what he made Jackboy do.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. That's so good.
It's one of the most recent classic moments in Battle Rap, I think. Like for me, something that I could just rewatch. No?
Am I wrong?
Oh right, yeah. Big song. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That and then Mook punching. I can't give you that. But you might be right.
It's one of them though. One of them, yeah.
One of them. Okay.
In the sort of Hall of Fame in the last year or so, yeah. But so yeah, that pretty much wraps up the card, guys. And again, this is going down Saturday, the 14th of December, All-Star Game. Me and Cameron will be there. Definitely be there. The battles, are going to be fantastic, no doubt, and I'm really, really excited to go catch it. And if you listen to this a bit later on, be sure to cop the pay-per-view as well and support Premier Battles in any way you can. Subscribe to the channel, go onto the network, watch all the old battles on YouTube, etc. Cameron, I guess finally for you, like, is there anything you'd like to promote or anything like that?
Oh, I don't have really too much anyway. No, I don't do nothing. Yeah. I literally come on here and I go on the phone. I'm not anything. So anytime there's any bullshit, come up here and Tom will ask me to come up because I'll talk for him and you can have something like a coffee and you can just chill out. It's fine. I would say come to the event. Absolutely, come to the event. I mean, I'll be there. You won't recognize me. You'll hear me though. Yeah, it's cool. You'll hear me. I can't wait to come back and listen to this because sometimes I can't wait to come back and listen to this and hear you say that all the battles will be fantastic.
Yeah.
To then hear you on the recap. And turn around and say that some of them are ass. Yeah, I can't wait for that.
I mean, yeah,
That's
World Dom 8 was disaster. Really. I had to savage.
Yeah, that's why I'm scared this event would turn into that.
Maybe so.
I'm a little bit scared because the majority of UK fans could be KOTD fans too. Yeah. But being honest, that at least in our circle, in the circle that which is promoted with the Premier Battles and stuff, it's kind of in that same circle. Hopefully there's some other, again, there's nothing wrong with KOTD fans. I'm not saying that at all. Hopefully there's a mixed bag of everyone there that's going to appreciate different things and everyone reacts accordingly.
I hope so.
But I hope it's not another bum note. That's what I'm a little bit worried of. But I think I tell you what, before I go away, again, I know you're meant to have cut it up, but I do want to ask this. Just because this should be like a thing for events. If you were to organize the event, let's say what battle goes first, what battle goes next, boom, boom, boom. How would you do it?
Jesus. Probably I wouldn't have the Academy 19 final first. I want something just to, set things off instantly because that is a little bit of a gamble, which paid off in the form of LS Dean, and Major Concerns. But yes,
that card.
I certainly want Raptor Unan second, I think.
Take it when it's peak.
Yeah.
When the crowd is at a peak level.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe put Matter versus Big Kellen in front of that or something like that. But I think you kind of almost need to centre it around to when, like you say, you have the peak interaction with the crowd and the energy and the attention. Because maybe something like Villain versus Oops or Maverick versus Real Sikh, depending on how it's reacted to. And obviously, we've got to have the headline as the headline. So, what about yourself?
Okay. So, for me, I would just throw out the Academy battle out the way. If you are going to be not worth anything, if you're going to be able to interact with the crowd and get them going, you need to be tested. Throw you out in the first, get their attention out the game. You need that test. And that will show whether we give you another big battle or that after. You need to be able to prove yourself. If it's a bomb note, well, it is a gamble. But they need to be trained in that.
Yeah.
And that's what the Academy's for. You learn, you push it, you do with it after. Then, if I was, after that, out the gate, I'm throwing Maverick and Sikh. And the only reason I'm throwing that out the gate is I think Maverick, God. Shout out Maverick. I'm not trying to gas him up too much. We watch all these guys' battles. I would say with him, he's very easy to translate to the crowd. He might have some bars, complex stuff, but he's performing. And Sikh having this new debut hype, I think that's also going to come into play, that we're going to see what the fuck he has to say. Then I would probably, now in a perfect world, I'd put the main event here. But I'd probably try and save Tony D versus Serious Jones and put them third. I would try and save it.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can get out of it. Big Cannon can freestyle anything to make a crowd react. Okay? Tony D and Serious might need a bit of a helping hand on being a good battle. Being honest. And from there, so what have I got? Academy Battle, Marv and Sikh, Tony D versus Sirius. Then I would throw Big Cannon and Mata.
Right.
In case there's a lull and Big Cannon can freestyle out of it. Then throw on Villain versus Oops. And then I think the last battle after that's the main event, if I'm correct in saying.
That's right, yeah. Shy John.
Yeah, I would have Villain, because I think Villain versus Oops, there might be a lot to talk about. If it's done, if it's how we hope the battle will go. There's a lot that can be talked about, and I think will be appreciated. Yeah. Then have the main event. And I think that'd be a good wee layout for how it is.
Yeah.
And I wonder, is there any battlers in here that would affect... Nah, there's not really anyone that's in for Champion of the Year, is there?
No.
Nah, no one really.
No,
I tell you what, next time we're on, we're going to have a talk about Champion of the Year. That's what we need to get on to next time.
Okay, definitely, man. No, always great to have you on. And again, guys, support Premier Battles. Pick up a ticket for this awesome event, which is going down on Saturday, the 14th of December. We'll put the links down below. It's
good. Let's not say awesome.
Yeah, well, it just, we're a bit starved over here, really.
You got it's the voice note. I'm interrupting your voice notes. I'm sorry.
It's all good. It's all good, man. So yeah, at Battle Rap Resume, follow us on Patreon, leave a review on iTunes, Spotify, listen on all the platforms, Stitcher, etc. Check out my Pun Game Show podcast that I've just started called Pun It. Competitive game show that I host over there. So yeah, check out those episodes as well. This has been Tom. Cameron, thanks again.
No worry, man. No worry. It's all good. I'll see you there. I'll buy you a drink. I'll probably be wasted before you see me. Right. It's fine.
Yeah. Guys, thanks again. Hopefully see you at the event. And Cameron, finally, cheers, man.